All right, hello Ludus fans. So I'm here today to go over the coolest new Ansible role that I've seen, and that is Cobalt Strike. So cool, let's check it out. So if you go in the docs, and we can go and open up the side here. Let's go down to roles. Then I'm just gonna search because I don't want to look. So here's the Cobalt Strike role by this person. Fantastic. If you go in here, it'll go to the actual GitHub of this person. They'll explain some things about it and go ahead and install it and provide a cool range config. So I've already grabbed this information. In fact, I've already done this part where you add the role. So let's go ahead and look what this looks like on the back end. So let's go to Ludus. So on Ludus, let's say I got that config, right? So we go like nano, show Cobalt Strike config. So that was kind of the same config. I just named it, CS Team Server 2. I shortened this up a little bit. I changed the octet, and I don't have the official license in here because, well, reasons. And we'll go at that. So really cool. This will go ahead and spin up on a Debian server. We can access it via 201, and it will have our license, and everything will be spun up pretty painless. So let's go ahead and see what this looks like. So I'm going to escape out of here. If I go ludus, range, config, set the file, and I'm going to call this one Cobalt Strike 2 YAML. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to call it. And then I'm specifically going to use it on Team 5. You don't have to put this, but I'm going to use it on Team 5. So what that means is if I open up my Proxmox and I go to Team 5, here's my router. I've already done a team server here, but you'll see it says Team Server 2 the next time I look at this. So we'll go back to Ludus, and we'll just press the Enter button here to load that. Prior to actually loading this, I didn't do it, but you should do the, where is it? You should do this right here. Load the Ansible role. So if I go back to Ludus and do this, so if I didn't actually do this, Ludus would have screamed at me telling me I should do it. So just know that that is a thing. So I'm going to start this over. All right. Hello, Ludus fans. I'm here today to talk about another cool Ansible role added to the Ludus arsenal. So let's go to the Ansible role area within Ludus. So here we go, down to roles. And if you scroll down, you'll start seeing Ludus specific roles, like all these right here. But I'm just going to do a Control F, and I'm going to say Cobalt Strike is really what I want to talk about today. There is now a Cobalt Strike Team Server Ludus role, Ansible role. Actually, Ansible Galaxy role to be specific. So if you click on here, you'll go out to the person's GitHub, and this is the information about the current Ansible Galaxy role. They include a range configuration, so we can easily take that. One of the things you have to do is you have to do this command, ludus Ansible role add, and add the actual role via Ansible Galaxy, and then change this config a little bit to match whatever you want to match, especially down here in the license area. You're going to want to have your license for it to spin up correctly. So go into my Ludus box. We'll go ahead and actually, if I just spin up another one really quick and make this really big, as you can see, I'm on version 1.9. You can see my settings of my Ludus box, like a K8. I have a 128 gigs of RAM, whatever. So let's go ahead and look at, say, like a Cobalt Strike file. So here's a Cobalt Strike file. I'm going to change it to this Team Server 2, change this to be more succinct, change the last octet to 201. Going to use that role right here, and then I can set the password right here, and please put your specific license number right there for it to work. So great, we have that, we set that. And so how we do that is, let's go back to that GitHub. We want to copy this right here, go back to Ludus, put it in here for either just for the user you have, or you can put it for user team 5. And I've already done that, so I'm not going to go ahead and press enter here, but I'm just going to Control C. But there is the command right there to add it. Next, we're going to want to do ludus range config set the file, and we're going to do the Cobalt Strike file number 2 that I have with the actual license. Oh, look at this. So it says that it does not exist. So this is exactly for the user JM. So what I failed to do here is add the user and put team 5, because like I mentioned earlier, I did run this ludus Ansible role add on team 5. So I won't get this configuration error when I run this next one. So there it is. So now you kind of see what things look like. That's really good. All right, so now that that's configured, let's just deploy it. So ludus range deploy as the user team 5, and it'll go forth and do great things. So we can go ahead and check it out in the log, see how it's doing with, again, the team 5 logs. So I'll just press enter, and it's going through and it's doing all the cool Ansible things. So right now I'm just going to control out of here. Later we'll do a ludus range, well I'll do it now, ludus range status user team 5, and what I'm looking for later is a success. So for now I'm going to pause this and let this go through. It won't take very long, but I'm still pausing it, and we'll be back. All right, we're back, and you see we have success. So let's go ahead and check out our Cobalt Strike 2 server. That's it, 201. I'm going to jump out and I'm going to jump into a Kali box. So on the Kali box, you should have a Cobalt Strike client already on there. It is right here. So I'll go Cobalt Strike client. It'll open it up. Yay. And so we want to go to 201. I'll connect. Hopefully it will connect. All right, gives you the fingerprint, all that good stuff. We're going to say yes. And hey, ta-da, here's our team server. Yay. So we should have a listener. I can add that really quick just for show. So HTTP1. We're going to put it on this box right here, or it's going to go over and call back to 201, that server. And we'll say save. Do that. We can even get a payload going. And then let's say on the beacon, choose, launch. Let's grab this. And let's find a Windows box to put this on. So here's our Windows box. Do a PowerShell. And I ran it. Let's go back to Kali. I wonder if the antivirus was on. Let's check it out. Antivirus, were you on? No, you weren't on. I wonder if it's the set execution policy. Let's try this again. One more time. All right, let's go back to Kali. Hey, oh, I should just have patience. You know, I hate lines. So cool. Now we have 2. You can go ahead and interact with that. You can say sleep 0 to, be interactive. Then we can do like shell dir after a minute or so, because it's still trying to be interactive or not interactive. It's still waiting a minute, I think, is the default. And so that'll come back once things are going. So yeah, at that point, you're good to go. We've got the team server up and going, and we can thank the person here for providing that super cool ludus team server Ansible role. Thank you so much. I hope this was useful. I hope you enjoy automating this for yourself. Thanks a lot.